Again, this is a best of 3, so Cryptik can hang on this game. They can take him to that 3rd game and still advance on further into the Gauntlet. But Salsa Squadron are looking like the real deal so far, Aggro.
They really are. I mean, Sheikah played lights out that game on the Giannis, no doubt. Sops again looking like an SPL level ADC without a doubt. I mean, he was the bright spot on that Flashpoint roster along with Aquarius. I can't remember if they were on the roster at the exact same time.
Yeah.
But that was a guy that, you know, you were like, yeah, Flashpoint sucks, but Sops is pretty good. Looking really good here against some of the more veteran hunters, really, against Met Yankee in the first set and now against Vedium.
And that's what we said going into this game, is Ganesh is going to be the first pick for Salsa Squadron. That matchup between Sops and Vedium, not necessarily the laning phase, but the impact that those two hunters will be able to have once they spread out and those team fights started breaking out. And we saw Sops was coming up big.
And it's Hu Yi and Fafnir for Cryptik. You know, it's not the Amaterasu ban that I wanted to see, but Athena's a good start. Taking Mineral off of his comfort pick. I mean, he was playing the same thing every time. Young Lad has been playing the same thing every time. So take those at least one of those comfort picks away, and they do so. So Salsa Squadron immediately first pick the Ganesh. So this tells me that Mineral doesn't have the biggest god pool, and they need to make sure that they're prioritizing picks for their support.
And it looks like this time they choose to make sure they get that Chalk. That was a slot where they could have potentially still looked for Ama if they wanted to put her somewhere else in the comp, but they go with Chalk instead. That means now Cryptik can go Raijin, Hu Yi, Fafnir, and that's a stupid amount of damage.
That's a lot, and a lot of control as well on top of that. Pressure, damage, CC, they've got everything. I really think Salsa Squadron messed up, though, by picking Chalk. I mean, maybe you know, they have something else left in the bag, but Bro got carried through that game.
That was not the impressive part of what happened last game.
Absolutely not. His mid-to-late game team fight was really solid. He did his job and did a good job, but the only reason he got there is because of the performance of the rest of Salsa Squadron. Why pick the Chalk there when you know Amaterasu was going to get banned in that second ban phase? Salsa Squadron is really putting a lot onto Bra in the solo lane with the Chalk pick.
Raven picked up by Cryptik. They banned away the Chalk. I believe it was Sam for Soccer who was playing the Cabrakan in that last game too, so a little surprised to see them choosing to ban that one out, but they want to make sure they can have this Raven be the one that has pressure in jungle.
No Giannis this time for Sheikah, instead going back to his Soul, which is fine by me.
That's a little surprising.
Looks pretty good on that, and Raven is a really, really strong pick for Sam. He looks pretty comfortable on it and has that still warrior frontline presence. This is a team of comfort picks so far for Cryptik. Gino loves to play this Fafnir and always seems to look really good on it.
Is this Vamana or Chalk in the jungle?
Vamana. I'm going to say Vamana jungle. I mean, this is like one of those picks that certain players really like. Captain Twig likes to run the Vamana jungle. DJ Pernicus likes to run the Vamana jungle. Sure. We'll have to see how well Young Lad can pull it off, though. Hercules
picked up. That's
love it.
Likely going to be the solo laner we're seeing on a Team Cryptik here, too. So after how well FineOK played in last game, he was one of the big bright spots for him on that Kakulin. Now give him another one who just cannot die.
Love it. And this is, you know, Cryptik's backs are up against the wall. Their season's on the line. Give FineOK the character that he loves and loves to carry on as well. I mean, his performance against Space Station is one of the best individual performances on a competitive level that we've seen.
That's
ever.
Right, yeah.
I mean, that was insane what he was able to do on the Hercules.
There were times where he was in extended engagements, 1v3ing, 1v4ing deep in the enemy jungle, so we know that FineOK can pilot this Hercules at a high level. The rest of the team on picks that they do very well, especially Vedium on this Hu Yi, is something that'd be scary if you let that build get going. But just as you said, it's Young Lad taking that Vamana.
So still really looking for those warriors in the jungle. Same sort of idea, but doesn't bring that objective burn, doesn't bring that team fight presence either on the Vamana. Amaterasu just does a lot of the things that Vamana does, but has a little bit of extra oomph in the team fight that Vamana really transfers that into 1v1 damage that Amaterasu doesn't have quite as much of.
And they were relying on that ultimate really heavily last game. She was getting 2 to 3 man stuns, or rather Young Lad was in that game. So that's something they need. Shadow Chair once again though in trouble in mid. Mineral playing really far aggressive, trying to help get some poke on him.
And that's because Shadow Chair has gone for this Book of Thoth start, which means he only has 1 health potion. That's why Sheikah's willing to step up and try and trade with him, but that forces out the shell from Mineral. Big damage, and it's Team Cryptik who end up on the better end of that mid lane exchange.
Yeah, all relics being held on to by Cryptik at this point and forcing one out from Salsa off a good hammer from Gino. So just excellent job keeping Sheikah nailed down. Aggro, why the switch do you think, Sheikah, from this Yans that he played so well last game to Soul? Not that Soul's bad, but I mean, why make the change?
You don't have as much global pressure as you did in last game, and there was just a constant onslaught of mobility as Sops has to use Purification Beads to get away from Vedium. not able to get the same pressure that he had in game number 1. This is more team fight oriented, this sort of style, where you needed some more AoE damage, especially if you're thinking about going something like Vamana jungle. I want more consistent damage than you're able to put on the Giannis. And yes, Sheikah did a great job of putting out consistent damage on Giannis in the first game. As Young Lad is going to find the gank on the right-hand side and put Final K behind early.
And there we go. Just about to say, I might be worried about Vamana's gank potential, but no problems for him. But taking down Final K on that Hercules is going to be huge. As you said, this is something that he has a lot of comfort with, and already putting him at a bit of a disadvantage.
But it's going to be Vedium's job to kind of push this lead in the duo lane. If he can maintain this out clear and maybe try and invade on this left-hand side, try and get away a purple buff, that's what Huyi does so well. That's exactly what Cryptik will need, is Sheikah's trying to juke out an incoming hammer from Gino. But it's going to be Mineral who has to be worried about it now because his dash is down.
Mineral is in trouble. Also a rotation coming over from Vedium. The kill ends up going on to Gino, and that's a good return kill onto Mineral to try and shut down the Ganesh. As Young Lad under the tier 2 tower and solo gets taken out, and now Bra might be in trouble. They bit off more than they could chew here, Aggro.
Final K must have put him there underneath that tier 2, and now Final K might put Bra underneath the tier 1. Doesn't even need to. He's going to get another kill on the solo side. And that's exactly what you want to see out of Final K. Takes the first blood, comes back, gets 2 quick kills. And this is, again, where Bra and Young Lad make a big play, get themselves a lead. They get first blood, and then they throw it away as soon as humanly possible, as soon as Final K comes back. It's exactly the same thing that happened to them in game 1. They get first blood, they make a bad call to invade, and then they get punished for it. This time, they make a bad call to try and proxy, and then they get punished.
Overall, 3 for 0 across the map when you factor in the kill. Gino was able to help clean up onto Mineral on this left side. So that's going to help get Cryptik back a little bit in control. Still no one with any kind of firm lead or anything like that at this point, but that's going to help out a lot. As you said, getting down Final K early was going to be big, and that's not even the case anymore. Now sitting 2-1-0 up against Bra, who's on the chalk.
And he's the in lead in terms of XP per minute, so he's going to be hitting level 6 first, going to be getting a second point to his ultimate first as long as that trend continues. That's definitely a good look for Final K, who was able to take a lead and really run with it up against Bra in the last game, but was playing like a Cullen, which wasn't able to make that huge impact in the team fight. I mean, he had a big impact, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
1v3ing, getting kills, doing a great job. But Hercules is like the Final K character, and I've got confidence in him to find 1v3s and get double kills out of it on characters like Hercules. So this is the type of god that I want to see him get a lead on.
Ultimate comes out from Final K just to clear the way. That might not have been a bad idea with Young Lad lurking there in the jungle. What is it about this Vamana that Young Lad likes so much over all the other junglers that we're seeing? I mean, I don't recall, but I don't even know if we saw like Rat Band, but I mean, there's lots of options out there.
Mobility, I mean, has insanely high base movement speed. He's got decent control with the slow from the Umbrella Rang, the knockup, of course, from Clear the Path, and just easy confirmable damage. He's also very hard to bring down. I mean, he's got that Colossal Fury, which is not going to be as tanky in the jungle naturally, but will have some good damage. It can chase down members pretty easily, that big HP regen during the Colossal Fury. It's more about that he is kind of a jack of all trades in the jungle, not necessarily that he's going to excel at any one given area.
Just a couple changes for Salsa coming in here. They won't have that Sylvanas either. That was something they were relying on last game with those Wrath of Terras. A Shell has to come out from Young Lad. He's under a lot of pressure. Good pull from Herc. That sets him up to follow up the damage. Shadow Terror rotates over and is able to get the credit for that kill. Going to help him out in mid against Sheikah.
Just a little bit too aggressive there on the Vamana. Was low on mana as well, so I don't think he could even had enough mana to ult. Sheikah needs to be a little bit concerned about where Gino is, but instead he's going to turn his attention right to Mineral. Nice ultimate though from Sheikah.
This is just another example. Mineral getting caught in the back end of a team fight. Shadow Tier now actually getting 2 kills in this engagement, cleaning up Mineral as well. Good push from Final K. Bro, though, able to teleport back to the hammer, so he's okay.
Nice play there on to Mineral. Again, just too aggressive with his positioning. Last time it was around the Oracles. This time it's around the Fire Elementals. Actually all the way back towards a speed buff, but it started by the Fire Elementals for Young Lad. Just a little bit too... I don't know what the word is. Not enough respect for how much damage this Cryptik roster is going to be able to put out at this stage of the game.
And now we're seeing even less respect here. Salsa Squadron starting up the Gold Fury. There's Young Lad on the Vamana, but Vedium drops the Suns down. That forces them to give it up. Lots of low health bars. Cryptik couldn't decide to go for the kills or to go for the Gold Fury. Instead, Bra comes in and sends Sanford Soccer back to base. Vedium got to jump up and over the wall. So Salsa forced an engage and get a kill.
Nice rotation there from Bra, being that extra member that pushed the engagement in Salsa Squadron's favor. Final K had to back. He was still on the way back to right lane whenever Bruh showed up on that left-hand side. Good recognition that, yes, we might not be able to get the Gold Fury here, but we can at least force Cryptik to fight us, and almost went Cryptik's way anyways. Young Lad, Sheikah, Sops all ended up escaping with very low HP.
It really looked like for a moment Cryptik were going to keep pushing in, but I think there was the call for them to retreat, and looked like maybe it wasn't instant, like sometimes you see from your top end teams where they all immediately start following it. It was just that hesitation. Bruh had enough time to rotate in and help get that one cleaned up. Now Salsa Squadron getting a little bit back, still about a 600 gold in Cryptik's favor as they go for the invade.
The Young Lad wasn't there to try and defend his speed buff, but still ahead of Sam for Soccer overall in XP. There's that big gap between the 2 solo laners and the 2 hunters, and then the big drop down. That's where Young Lad is sitting, a little bit ahead of Sam for Soccer in that jungle. Has done a nice job of using that extra mobility that Vamana provides to get around the map and find farm in multiple different lanes.
And I think we saw a bit of why they like this Vamana pick, sort of as a pocket pick for him. He committed that ultimate to try and help burn down that Gold Fury real quickly, aggro. They've got a composition that's kind of suited for it with Sheikah on the soul and Sops coming in too, so that might be a focus for him.
But that's what I mean. If they have Amaterasu in the jungle there, that Gold Fury probably goes down, because Amaterasu has that not only the passive to expose the Gold Fury to more damage from all sources, but the damage aura around her. I mean, she's going to be providing more damage for characters like Soul and like Kurnanos to do more damage to the objective, and that's an Amaterasu jungle style call. With Vamana jungle, you just end up almost losing the team fight. Now, they ended up on top, but that was very, very close to going heavily in Cryptik's way.
Salsa Squadron fortunate that one didn't go worse for them. Now we're kind of heading back to parity, as Salsa Squadron were the ones that started that aggression on the Gold Fury and backed off. Now it's Cryptik with the aggressive positioning around that Gold Fury pit. Gino coming forward, trying to establish some vision for him as the Oracles look to be the call. Mineral getting zoned out, and Cryptik will take those Oracles, but Gino's going up into that dragon form. Immediately the Wild Hog comes out. Gino's actually very low. Shell comes out, and he's forced to jump back over the wall, so a bit of a win for Salsa. They forced out some relics.
Small, a little bit of panic there from Gino. Didn't need to use the Shell to get away. If he's able to get up and over that wall, then he's out of there. Meanwhile, Final K is going to find the solo kill on the Bruh in the solo lane, and that's why you give Final K the Hercules. That little moment right there. Now he's 3-1-2. Now he's way up in the net worth. And Bruh, again, behind on the chalk.
And it really feels like, as now Young Lad is the one taking damage. As long as he has that dash, though, he shouldn't be in too much trouble. But Final K is significantly out in front of him, so you can't really stick around and box him. But that's what it looks like from Team Cryptik. You know, Final K is way out in front. Shadow Tear's got a bunch of kills to his name, too, which are helping him a little bit. The kills are a little more spread around for Salsa Squadron. Cryptik kind of have a couple who are out in front.
And that's the guys you want to be out in front for Cryptik as well, as you mentioned. It's Final K, it's Shadow Chair. You'd like Vedium to have some kills, but you can rely on him to find the farm elsewhere. I mean, he's in the duo lane all by himself. And I love this Devourer's Gauntlet's rush. This is where he's going to be way stronger than Sops, because Sops opted for the Warrior Tabi, delaying those Devourer's Gauntlets. Vedium went straight for the stacking item in the Gauntlets. So now they both have boots, they both have Devo gloves. It's just that Vedium's got 45 more stacks on the Devo gloves, so he's going to be hitting way harder than Sops.
Once again, aggressive positioning from Final K and Sam for Soccer. Looks like they want to invade that Gold Fury one more time. They do get it on the Sam for Soccer. Bruh was around, but there was not really a way for him to get in there and try and defend it. So another win for the jungle solo side of the map for Cryptik.
And Vedium still trying to keep Sops underneath this tower. Doesn't have a lot of kill potential unless Sops messes up. His Young Lad is in trouble. No, it's Shell for him. He had to use it on the right-hand side off the pickup and push by Final K, so ult for ult. Gino has been very quick on this Draconic transformation, and it hasn't come back to hurt him quite yet.
Vedium was basically in a 2v1 just now. He's able to clean up Young Lad over here trying to invade the red buff. Now Sops might be in trouble. Mineral gets over here in time to keep him alive with the Shell, but over the top comes Sam for Soccer. Gino ends up getting credit for that one, and Mineral falls to the Ricochet, so Vedium playing aggressive, gets his team to rotate and cleans it up.
Love the positioning there from Vedium. Knows exactly where Young Lad's going to be as he escaped with low low HP from that mid-fight. Now, with 5 members here, this could be a Gold Fury for Team Cryptik. Sheikah's here, but no ultimate for him. Bruh, the only one with it, and he's going right in.
Bruh goes in for the silence, gets knocked off, but he gets pinned up against the wall. Ricochet does the rest. Sam for Soccer gets credit for it, and Final K might even have Sheikah dead to rights, and he does. Team Cryptik sort of exploding on this left-hand side of the map off of the aggression from Vedium on the jungle.
This is exactly what I expected to see from Cryptik. This is the team that was lacking in game number 1. More confidence this time around for Cryptik. More teamwork from them, and just understanding that Vedium knows exactly where Young Lad's heading after Gino forces him out of mid. Vedium's there to pick him up. Then Vedium's out in a bad spot, but where Gino and Sam? They're on the way. They come and support him. That means Gold Fury's open. That pulls Bruh out of the solo lane, which brings Final K. He's able to pick up a kill while the rest of the squad takes care of Bruh. This is the Cryptik that has really impressed people towards the end of the fall split. Teamwork, individual play, they can do it all. We didn't really see that from them in game number 1. They were a little bit more split up, a little bit more individualistic. This game is the Cryptik team that many of us expected to see.
And what they're showing me here are the kind of things that it's really hard to learn. It's game awareness. It's knowing exactly how much damage they're able to do. It's communication. As soon as Gino gets that ultimate out from Young Lad, Vedium's like, well, I'm huge over here. I mean, I got my Devil Ghost finished. Let's go put pressure on the Young Lad. And that's what they do. They clean that kill up. It opens that whole side of the map up. Now they're up a level 11 to 2 in the kills, sitting up almost 5,000 gold. Cryptik kind of blew that one open just on that left side engagement.
And again, it's the fact that Salsa Squadron isn't on their comfort picks for me. I mean, Mineral has looked okay on the Ganesh, but he's still 0-3, and Young Lad has not looked particularly good on the Vamana. He gets first blood on the right-hand side and has been out-pressured ever since. He's 1-3 as well. The lack of the Amaterasu pick for me is the biggest difference between games 1 and 2 for Salsa Squadron.
Bruh forced to ultimate. Final K uses his in response to try and get some extra damage out. Mineral also forced out as 4 members of Cryptik have rotated over to the solo side.
Even Vedium, who's had just backed, is heading towards the mid lane just in case a fight continues to break out on that right-hand side. This means Sops is free to get some solo farm on the left, but with Vedium here, it's going to be Cryptik pulling the Portal Demon.
And that's why they pull it. They recognize their AD carry is going to be here while the Hunter for Salsa Squadron's not, and no one's even around. Sheikah is rotating in, but he's going to end up meeting Sam for Soccer, which is going to force him back. Actually going to pay half his life for the pleasure to up to the ultimate. Is Shadow Chair off the mark with the first 2 hits, and the last 2 doesn't get the damage off he was looking for. Aegis comes out from Sheikah to keep him alive too, so he gets out.
Sops looking to clean up this tier 1 and left as Sam's going to keep going underneath the tower for Sheikah. Shadow Chair's going to tank up this tier 1 tower for him, but Young Lad just needs one more shot, but can't quite find it. He's not going to be able to catch him.
I don't know, man. Maybe if he was Vamana, that might have been one he's able to get. But Sops is able to get the tier 1 over and left. Now he's going to be facing off with Vedium, who forces him back out of the jungle to have to take the path down through the dual lane, and now Sops is just losing the 1v1. Ultra comes out, but Aegis is enough to prevent the damage. Beats to come out and return as well, so all the relics used for Vedium as Shadow Chair cleans up Young Lad.
Sops needs to be careful. This bounce does get away as Young Lad going to claim 1 in response. Shadow Chair end up trading with the jungler underneath the tower, so a couple relics forced out by Sops on the left and ends up escaping anyways, so slight win for Salsa Squadron on the left side of the map, but on the mid, on the right, they lose another tower in mid. They lose their jungler once more on the right-hand side.
Pressure continues to be the name of the game here for Team Cryptik, as that gold lead now is closer to 6,000 in their favor. Vedium and Sops also continuing to duke it out over in the duo lane, but Sops at least has that tower to his name, and a good call to back off as Sheikah and Mineral are rotating over to try and make life hard on Vedium.
Sops stepping up and taking the 1v1 there against Vedium. It was a nice play from him, though. I mean, he was taking more damage than he was giving out, but using that minion wave to his advantage, understanding that if he stays close to Vedium, he's going to have that heavy glaive as part of his passive to do some extra damage as well. And Vedium realized a little bit too late, potentially, that he might not necessarily win that 1v1 and forced to use both relics instead. Problem is Salsa Squadron, I mean, how do they really abuse a lack of relics? They don't have reliable CC with this composition. Sops is the one who can really punish Vedium, but Vedium has that's only if the dive bomb is down for Hu Ying.
Young Lad's going aggressive on the Shadow Chair, but there's a lot of Team Cryptik here. Shadow Chair cleans that one up without any care in the world. Sheikah going to have to back up without his jungler. He's outmatched. Good stun from Gino. That was from long range. The Ohm is enough, though, to deter any more aggression, but Gino's not ready to give up on it yet as Sheikah stays aggressively positioned.
And again, young lad on this Vamana just not doing it for me. I'll be honest with you. That positioning, again, just getting caught out in the wrong spot. And again, Salsa Squadron on the defensive because of it.
Now it's Bra trying to rotate over, but he's got Final K there to push him back in. Bra, don't know about that positioning. Takes a lot of damage, has to use the Thorns to try and return some, but it does not deter Shadow Chair, who cleans that one up with the Taiko drums, and it's perfect timing as the Gold Fury respawns.
Did require 3 ultimates from Cryptik, though, and with Gold Fury up, this could be Salsa Squadron coming in to try and contest, but Sops only level 15, Gold Fury below 20% HP, and it's Mineral first one in for Salsa.
Dharmic Pillars are committed to try and defend, but Mineral gets locked down and deleted! Now they're turning their sights on the Sheikah in the back. Shadow Chair's here with some help from Vedium. Once that the Disapparate form is over, he cleans it up. Double kill for Vedium in that fight, and Team Cryptik are looking way stronger in Game 2.
Young lad needs to be careful. Only level 12. He's got Gladiator Shield, but who cares? Look at where Final K is coming around the backside. Gold Fury pulled, and in goes Vedium right on top of young lad. Thorns are used, but Vedium's not too worried. There comes Sops around the corner with those entangling roots, but Shadow Chair is going to find both. 1 kill onto Sops from Vedium, 1 kill onto young lad from Shadow Chair. Both members from Salsa Squadron end up falling.
Bra's doing everything he can to get here, but it's just not going to happen in time. A prolonged engagement that results in Team Cryptik being up 9.5 gold and even more devastating 13,000 experience. That's also reflected in the kill lead, 19-3. Cryptik have kind of run away with this one.
And again, I know I keep harping on it, but it just comes back to picks and bans for me. Salsa Squadron have the chance to pick up the Amaterasu. Instead, they pick up the Chalk that is down 4 levels to Final K's Hercules. This is where that inexperience for a team can really start to shine through. Cryptik make an adjustment, and some might say they made a mistake by giving Salsa Squadron the opportunity to pick the Amaterasu, but if they don't end up taking it, then it was just the hard read from Cryptik.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Cryptik just knew they weren't going to pick it after.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been doing their their research. Yeah.
Had them read like a book,
like a library. Here is Team Cryptik.
You can't read a library. You read books at the library.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like a library has a lot of books. Oh, well, back to the craft.
There's only one book, and it's Salsa Squadrons.
Back to the craft.
You could pick it up at the library.
Looks like it might be some trouble here for Bra. Actually, he's going in. Has to back up, though. Gino and Shadow Chair are enough to force it back. Look at that damage coming out from Shadow Chair. He's doing a lot. As Sheikah is in trouble, he might be dead to rights with Sanford Soccer chasing him down. Actually drops the Supernova on top of himself to try and deter him, but it's just not enough. He dunks down on him and cleans that one up. So Sheikah just a little bit too far out there in no man's land. Sops now getting pulled back in. Gino goes up into his ultimate to try and keep him from going through that jungle path. Has to go into a much more dangerous route.
Nice stun there from Gino. Final K is going to get credit for it with the baseball. And Salsa Squadron now down. I mean, they're getting crushed in the kill department. 21-3. Cryptik's got 7 times as many kills.
Good blink, though, to let him get out of there. Young lad, though, might be the one at the back end of the fight who's in trouble. Shadow Chair at least getting back behind his front line, and he does have Final Carry there with him. Vedium also still working on that Portal Demon the whole time, so Cryptik zone him away while Vedium takes the objective.
And that's what you want your Hunter to do. Sam, meanwhile, got the kill by his own Tier 2 and is now pushing all the way down. He's going to find a Tier 1 in this dual lane, trying to get a little bit more global gold for Team Cryptik, who hadn't had a tower off the map yet. Excuse me, they did have that mid Tier 1 knocked down. Now they're going to get the last remaining Tier 1 on the right-hand side.
And that shows just how comfortable Cryptik are with their lead. Sanford Soccer's been over there in that duel lane for a while and never felt any pressure or need to rotate over to that team fight. He trusted his team to be able to handle the 4v4, and they did. Now Team Cryptik looking to start up this Fire Giant, and though the lead's already pretty heavily in their favor, this could be where it breaks out. Bra is here to try and help out. Sanford Soccer, though, is single-handedly working on zoning him. Young lad has to dash away instead of using it for the knockup, and Cryptik turned their attention right back to the Fire Giant, and this time no one around to try and slow it down.
That's going to be a Fire Giant for Cryptik. Love the call to force everyone away and then go back to the Fire Giant, who had only regened up to about half HP. Sam, all by his lonesome, is able to find Bra underneath that Tier 2. And now Final K delivers Mineral to the rest of the squad.
Yeah, Mineral's in trouble as Sheikah continues to commit to that split push over there in the left side tower as his team continues to lose over on this right-hand side. So Sheikah's looking to get what he can back out of the map. How do you feel about that call?
There's no point in Sheikah being there. Getting 1,500 gold, a little bit of experience as well, much needed. Plus, it forces Sam for Soccer back to defend the potential Phoenix push. Now, we'll lose Salsa Squadron to Phoenix on the right-hand side, but I'm not sure they could have defended it even with Sheikah there.
And this way they can at least get something back out. Young lad just not tanky enough. It was able to make it into his ultimate, but that was forced out basically for free as FineOK and ShadowChair head back towards that Tier 2 tower where the rest of their team are lying in wait to try and clean this structure up. The gold lead already at 13,000. They're looking to push it out even further as FineOK continues to zone as he's done all game.
FineOK proxying his own team from the wave, but he's going to deliver an elephant in order to kind of make up for it. Only ShadowChair was there to follow up because Vedium and Gino were done hanging around the mid lane. They were going back to their own native land of the left side of the map.
And that is where they're heading now to take out this last Tier 2 tower that's remaining on the map. The last tower remaining for Salsa Squadron. Already one Phoenix dropped and the base exposed. Now there'll be two Phoenixes exposed, but a lot of gold in hand for Team Cryptik. They'll be looking to go back, spin that, get a few more of these items online because no one is 6-slotted yet. Every bit of this gold lead is being felt by Salsa Squadron right now.
And that's scary because you feel like Cryptik has been so far ahead all game long that they've got to be close to finishing off their builds, right? Well, Vedium is now. He's working on that Odysseus bow, almost finishing that off, but I mean, Sam for Soccer still has a couple items to complete, going for Mantle of Discord, still got 1,000+ gold in hand afterwards. I mean, this is a squad that just is continuing to ramp it up, and there's so many items missing for Salsa Squadron. I mean, Sheikah's not even working towards Rod of Tahuti yet. That's probably going to be a Spear of Desolation for him after the Obsidian Shard. Young lad has exactly 0 extra magical protection from his itemization choices, and we saw how much damage ShadowChair was able to do to him earlier. Well, now he's got Rod of Tahuti, and is working on some more penetration with what could be an Obsidian Shard or Spear of Desolation. It's scary stuff right now for Salsa Squadron. They need to start thinking now about what adjustments they might need to make in Game 3.
And I'm thinking it's probably going to be in the picks and ban phase aggro. If they want to try and do something a little bit different from how they did it, try and recreate some of the success that won them 3 games in a row in picks and ban. Sheikah, though, might be in some trouble. ShadowChair jumps in, doesn't hit him with the 3-hand slam, but it's enough anyway. FineOK ends up taking that one down, and they won't have their mid laner to help out with this Phoenix defense. There's 3 members grouped and left.
Mineral already taking a bunch of damage there from Vedium's ultimate, and he's locked to the Dark Pillars, but Vedium's happy to be in there. He's just fighting away.
Braw's going to have to back up, taking way too much damage, as was Young lad, as you said, does not have quite enough magic protection online to stand toe-to-toe with ShadowChair. Aegis, though, is forced out from Vedium, but now everyone's forced back. It's FineOK, loops in through the back. Phoenix falls on the left-hand side. Phoenix falls on the right. Only the Phoenix in mid is remaining. It's FineOK continues. Good ricochet. Continues to not care.
Come on, Vedium. Are you serious? Now he's going to look for more. He has to jump away because ShadowChair is going to do it for him with the Taiko drums. FineOK was waiting to catch Sops' dash. Couldn't quite find it. But Cryptik will find the mid Phoenix, and looks like they'll find game number 2 as well.
And this is going to be a pretty big one here for Team Cryptik, showing they're looking much better here in game 2, winning this one in pretty dominant fashion as they continue to try and farm up a few more kills. Team Cryptik take it to 1-1, exactly 24 minutes